Hello, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. Now I just want to quickly give a shout out to all the people that have given me comments, feedback. I do appreciate it, offers of help as well. I massively appreciate all feedback, good or bad, so keep it coming. This docu-series is slowly evolving into what I want it to be, and over the time you will hopefully see the difference in each video, as I do record them in advance to give myself time to actually get the footage in the first place. So it will take a little bit of time before you notice a difference, depending how far ahead I've gone with myself. But if you do enjoy the videos, subscribe, like, ring the bell, and we'll see you every Saturday night. So today we're concentrating on the planet Hage A33 in the Olunitog system. It's the last planet in the system for us to visit. So let's have a look what this planet has to offer. So this is Hage A33. Weather is usually mild, sentinels are intermittent, flora is bountiful, fauna is medium, with the resources starbulb, cobalt, Panoptheum and copper. To be fair, it's a really nice planet. If I wasn't hopping to different planets to try and get different footage, I would probably quite happily make this my home. It is one of those kind of unique, lovely planets. The only thing it doesn't have is water, but I'll show you everything else it does have. So we're now entering the system, the planet atmosphere, and this was quite a unique situation because as we landed, as we were about to see, we actually landed straight on a resource chest. I might have just called it the complete wrong thing there, but it was our first point of call. Didn't look for it, didn't try and plan for it, it just seemed to happen. I just found a landing space and that was us kind of done. But as you can see, it's not the most colourful planet. There we go, see? Straight away. Yeah, not the most colourful. It's a bit red, but I don't mind that. It's a bit different, but it's just one of those. It's not a paradise planet, but it's one of those that you could just relax on. You know, there's no storms, there's no toxicity, there's nothing. But I dug up all the keys, and I opened the first, or the only chest I found, and it gave me pulsating leaves. So these are approximately 1060 years old. The sample has sprouted several additional samples, seedlings that have rapidly germinated and begun growing since their host was once again exposed to light and air, worth 672,409 units. So this is the first animal we discovered. It is Isosumelium. Yeah, I can't. There's no other way of pronouncing that, to be fair. I did like the fact that at night the feathers weren't there on some species, but they lit up. You know, I thought that was a fantastic image. And there's another one. Remind me of early dinosaurs. Less ferocious, more mouse-looking at the front. So they are 1.5 meters, 101.1 kilograms. They bait synthetic worms and a grassland creature at home in lush plains of planet Hage A33. Jerky and unbalanced in its movements, its unusual brain chemistry leaves it prone to sudden outbursts of aggression. Quick-witted and sharp, they prey upon tiny, unsuspecting or inattentive birds who linger too low to the ground. And it's also photosensitive. I really like this. I do, like I say, I just like the way the feathers, or the lack of feathers, lit up at night time. I thought that was lovely. These little things you can't notice when you start paying attention to these little details. So the next animal we came across was Lycophor Maria. Yeah, probably nowhere near, but I'll take it. Ground dwelling, weird tails. Tails kind of reminded me of beaver, but with a couple of points. These were everywhere. They were very common. Although they were an uncommon animal, they were everywhere. always around. Didn't really run away too much, so it weren't too bad. But they're 1.5 meters, 84.2 kilograms, base enzyme fluid. Interesting. And they're found wandering the temperate grasslands of planet Hage A33. Social animals, that's why they don't run away. They show great care in tending to their young and their sick. Delicate feeders, they nibble selectively at local flora, ensuring they never entirely strip an air of foliage. And their sense organs are in their feet. I do wonder who comes up with some of these additional observations sometimes, because some of them are very, very odd. But yeah, a nice creature, something a bit different. We'll probably see a few more of those as we go, I'm sure. And then the first dinosaur type creature that I've seen on this docuseries. Although I get that wrong actually, Rapian Tau had a similar, to be fair. That is me forgetting what I've already found. These were two types though. You had the spikes with the feather tail as you see now. And then again spikes, feather tail. You would think they'd be aggressive, but actually they weren't, which is quite nice. But beautiful creatures. But then you also had the second type, which had spikes, but one big spike and just one single tail. I didn't tell you the name. These were bone igneous. 3.2 meters in height, 125.5 kilograms. Bait is bloody organ. And it was discovered in the verdant landscapes of planet Hage A33. They have evolved the ability to sleep while moving, allowing them to hunt their prey over colossal distances. Powerful armor-plated tongues allow them to penetrate the toxic spiny shells of venom urchins. The rich green yolk within provides ample nutrients. And they have a hidden extra tongue. Again, weird additional observations. The next creature is a small creature. Took me a little bit of time to find, as you can probably see why. They weren't around that often, but this is Panoptheum. They're only 1 meter in height, 96.1 kilograms. They remind me of a bat, to be fair. They eat fermented fruit, bat-like. Drawn to verdant landscapes. They're found on lush temperate worlds, curious and intelligent. Their nests are stuffed with brightly coloured rocks and slivers of metal. Some build elaborate metal structures showing remarkable artistry. The diet is varied, but they will gorge upon, bramble any opportunity. They cannot drown. Well, that's interesting, considering they live on a planet without water. But there we go. Yeah, so reminding me of a bat more than anything else, especially with fermented fruit as bait. I thought that was quite cool. And we're going to go from one small creature to an even smaller creature. This is Orang-Piera. Butterflies is what I'd like to say. They're 0.4 meters in height, 45.2 kilograms. Again, the bait's fermented fruit. They make its home above the fields and trees of planet Hage A33. Near the bottom of the food chain, the world is one of constant threat and terror. There is very little in existence that might not kill them. They root through the undergrowth in search of food, chewing at heads of ripe grasses. An additional observation is chromatophore. But yeah, butterflies. You can't really see the wings in the picture, to be fair. It was a poor angle, admittedly. Right, the next creature, I've had to slow down both the bits of footage I did manage to get because they just ran away. And this is Bomuntape. Well, that's what I call it. Yeah, very skittish. Didn't stay around very long, as you'll see here. This is slowed down as well, just because you can't even get close. They're just gone. Off it goes, in the distance. Didn't see more than one at a time, either. They're 1.6 meters in height, 82.6 kilograms. Again, fermented fruit is the bait. They're found on planet Hage A33, where they roamed both forest and grassland. Once secure in territory, they appear to tend to local plant life, bolstering their own food supply. A plague upon stranded adventurers as they feast upon dihydrogen crystals. The highly reactive saliva dissolves the crystals without the need to chew. They've got a superheated stomach. I didn't notice a lack of the hydrogen, so that might be explain why there's only one or two around. They haven't got much of a food. They haven't much of a food source. I didn't find a hunter, so it can't have been that. But I didn't think they took all my dihydrogen. So as you can see here, all the different creatures, they mix together nicely, and a nice variety. They were always around. There was always something around most of the time. A couple of the creatures we didn't actually get any footage of. I can't even tell you why I didn't. The first one is a Sucktichi. Reminds me of another one of a bat. 1.4 meters in height, 76.2 kilograms. Fermented fruit again. Found locally in the humid, muggy skies of planet Hage A33. Long distance flyers. The migratory routes take them from pole to pole in a search for food. They use their acidic tongues to burrow into trees, dissolving and then sucking out the soft and delicious inner wood. They bond with Viking. Okay, interesting observation. And the next creature again, no footage of. I can't even explain it. I just didn't seem to get any footage. It took me a while to find it as well. And it's Patine Sierra. 1.2 meters in height, 89.2 kilograms in weight. Scented herbs is the bait. And they're a grassland creature, at home in the lush plains of planet Hage A33. Tough, hardy wanderers, they spend their lives on the move. Their existence is a constant, slow-moving race against predators and starvation. Pugnium-infused teeth allow them to consume and digest gravitino balls, crunching through their outer shells in an explosion of light. And they've got asexual reproduction. Interesting. So next we'll have a look at the multi-tools. I found 3 different ones on this planet. The first one was the atmosphere capacitor RY4S57, C-class for 19 slots. It was alright. I'm still playing around with the multi-tools I'm keeping and not keeping. I've picked a couple up and I'm just messing around with them really. At some point I will go through stuff that I've got, but I'm more trying to concentrate on the planets at this point. The next one was an impulse reflector B17GZ0 B-class, and it was 15 slots. Nice little pistol, I would have called it. Yeah, it was alright. I can't really say too much to it, to be fair. And the next one was Overlord of the Nexus, A-class. This has an amazing name. I love the name, but it's lacking on slots. It's only 10 slots. But I do love the name, Overlord of the Nexus. How devastating is that? We're going to have a look a bit more at the planet itself. So the planet had a lot of caves. Cave systems were massively varied. And I kind of wish I'd built in one that was already there. I've got a load of ideas for different types of bases, and that was one of the things I've kind of got to concentrate on. But trying to get enough footage on different planets, I don't have lots of building time. It's something I've got to try and get ahead of myself enough, and when I come across a planet with these cavernous caves, that I can build in them, because I think that would be quite cool. Although I'm still trying to build up my building repertoire of objects and stuff, so I'm getting there. It also in these caves had vortex cubes, as we'll see here. We also come across floating crystals, and I'll get the next one wrong. Albumum pearls, albumum pearls, the ones that Sentinels chase you for. And we had upgrades for the exosuit. I think there was a couple of these I managed to find in the time I was there. And then we're going to move on to a Gek plaque that I found, Dreams of Chloe. I'll get help with the language, I think. It's always a nice one to go for. And then we came across this. This was Otane Ol's Tower. No one in it. But I used it to try and find a distress signal. There you go. Got to crack the pattern. And I really should start looking these up, because I had to think about this for a minute to figure it out. But I managed to do it. 720 being the answer. Distress signal coordinates reached. And then we're going to head to where it took us to, which was the Nexus experiment 1U4 or IU4, one of the two. It's a 17 slot C-class ship, and the actual distress signal itself. We're going to get the ship tech. And the ship tech is going to be a teleport receiver. Right, I'm kind of near the end of the actual planet tour. So we're going to have a quick look at the base I did make. And then, like I say, I do wish I'd built in the cave, but I found this and it had one hell of a view. So it's only small, simple. You'll see my buildings will increase in size and what I'm doing with them over time. There's a few I might go back to and change at some point and do something with those. But the view is incredible. And this is at night. It's just on a hillside with a balcony out front. Gotta have a balcony. Simple, but meets my needs currently. And then we're going to have another look at daytime as well. And again, lovely view. And while we're looking at this view, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like I said at the start, like, subscribe, drop any comments, feedback, massively appreciated. And next week I will do a look back at the whole Olunitog system. So join us next Saturday at 6 o'clock for that, and we'll have a look at like the best bits of the planets that we visited, creatures, biggest, smallest, that kind of thing. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good week. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.